Did you know you can grow both beets and chickpeas in a GreenStalk? Today I'm going to use these two ingredients to make one of my favorite cool season spreads, a roasted beet hummus. I'm Mari and I've been gardening with GreenStalk for the past 5 years. I started gardening in New York City and these planters really helped me getting started in a small space. I have 4 of them right here in my patio area and 2 more in the back that I have planted with cool season crops. And I'm going to use some herbs and flowers that are growing here to garnish our hummus today. I have already measured all of my ingredients here to make things easier, but we're going to need some chickpeas. I cooked this from dry. I soaked them overnight and cooked them with a little bit of baking soda to help making them a little softer. I also have some roasted beets. I roasted this in foil with some olive oil, salt and pepper. I just made a little bundle and put them inside on a sheet tray and roasted for about 45 minutes to an hour until they got tender. Cubed them up and added them to here. I also have some lemon juice, lots of tahini. This is what makes this hummus really good. Tahini is something that I always have in my pantry, and it's just ground sesame seeds made into a paste. I also have some cumin and garlic, a little bit of the chickpea cooking liquid in case we need to adjust the consistency of our hummus, salt, and a little parsley that I grabbed from my GreenStalk earlier and chopped it up to garnish it. And I'm using a high power blender today because I like my hummus to be very smooth, but you can definitely use a food processor. The recipe is going to be in the GreenStalk magazine. I'm going to add the chickpeas first to this blender, and I'm going to add the beets next. Those are, as I say, just roasted and diced. I prefer to roast them because I think the flavor is better, enhances the flavor in a different way than just boiling it. So we're going to add our roasted beets there and the tahini. I use a lot of tahini for this. I think it goes well, very well with the beet flavor. It helps balance it out, the earthiness a bit, and adds a really delicious creamy texture. I'm also adding the lemon juice. I'm not going to put olive oil in this recipe. I mean, it's on the recipe, but not in the blender. When you're using a high power blender like this, sometimes the mixing or the heating can turn the olive oil bitter. So I prefer to just add at the end and drizzle it. I'm going to turn it on. Start slow first, always with these high power blenders. Start blending, and then we're going to start increasing the speed. If you have a food processor, you can start pulsing it too. And it's probably going to need a little bit more liquid. So I'm going to add the chickpea cooking liquid. You can start with 1 tablespoon and add more if you need it. I'm making a lot of hummus, so I'm just going to drizzle a little bit on the top here to help the blender catch it. I'm also going to add the garlic and the cumin now, the salt. I could have added the cumin and the garlic before too, but adding now is also not a problem. Make sure to add the salt to taste and keep adjusting to the desired consistency with the chickpea water. Hummus is ready. Look at this color. So beautiful. And it's so smooth. Because I use this blender, I don't need to do anything else. It already comes out nice and smooth. But if you use the food processor, you can always pass this through a strainer if there's some little pieces of beets or anything in there. But now I'm just going to add this in here and use my spatula to kind of turn the plate a bit and just spread around and give it a little nice edge to make it a bit more restaurant style. Won't be perfect, but it makes it look nice. And I tasted this, and this already tastes wonderful without any olive oil, but I like to add lots of olive oil at the end on top to make it nice and shiny. You can drizzle around a little bit to make sure it covers everything. Looks really nice. And black sesame seeds give a really nice touch to this. Since tahini is made with sesame, I find that the contrast between the pink and the black looks very nice. So I'm just going to add a little bit here to the side, as if I was plating for a restaurant. You can serve it just like that, but I also like to add a little bit of parsley for flavor. It won't show much because of the color here, the contrast, but I like the flavor of the parsley with this hummus. And if we want to make it extra pretty, we can go grab some things from the garden too, which we will right now. We still have some edible flowers. I have these gorgeous strawberry flowers in here. I could take the petals to use, but I'm gonna go for this beautiful pansy, because I think this nice color would look nice with our hummus too. And there are some beautiful nasturtiums growing this GreenStalk. They're red, so the color contrast might not be too much, but it's still from the garden and it's fun. I do like the nasturtium leaves too. I try to pick the smallest ones when I'm garnishing. They have a really good flavor. It's almost like caper-like. It's not for everybody, it's a bit peppery, but I particularly really like eating them. I can even snack on them in the garden. Marigold is also edible. I don't prefer to eat marigolds on my food or using for garnishing because I think it has a bit of a strong smell, but the orange will look very pretty in our hummus, so I might just take a few petals and throw it around to make it a little nice. So let's see how can we use these garnishes from our garden to make this hummus even prettier. I also grabbed some mint. I'm just gonna separate the leaves. I guess if we just throw a few leaves in there on the part that is already garnished. I really like orange against the purple, and I just went to a restaurant recently in New York City and they had things garnished with marigold. When I ate the dish, when it was all together, I didn't really feel the strong flavor very much, so we're just gonna do it today too. I have a little thing in the plate that is bothering me. I'm not gonna wipe it, but you could also turn it and make it look this way. I like that. And this pansy is too big to put in here too, so I might just take some of the petals. Just have fun with it. It's so cool to say that you also added a few flowers from your garden to make it look nice. Those are really big. I might cut it in half one more time. Or maybe it can fall like that. And some mint. Don't want it to get too busy. It's already getting a little crazy over here. But I hope you guys find it pretty. Here we have it, our beet hummus, garnished with some edible flowers from the garden, grown on my GreenStalk planters. If you want to see how Susie, the GreenStalk's lead gardener, grew chickpeas in a GreenStalk, you can watch this video right here. Thank you so much for watching today, and happy gardening!